Good evening, everybody. We are back with our 100 room builds. Now, this one's going to be quite complicated now because we are literally halfway through this, which is absolutely crazy. I have done literally 50 rooms so far, which I think is mad. I'm definitely running out of ideas, but obviously we've got another 50 to go. I do have a few ideas of what I want to do this episode, though, because there are some things that we obviously haven't done yet. So we are just going to crack on. Obviously, these 100 rooms are dedicated to my first 100 subscribers. Crazily enough, I literally have almost reached 1,000. So thank you all so much for subscribing and enjoying my content. So we're going to start off with 2 big rooms, and then I think we're going to move on to probably like 3 little ones. I'm going to start with this big room here. Obviously, it is a little bit bigger so that we could make, like, it's a little bit taller, so that we could make this little indent here. So I am going to have to, like, raise it up or have little steps like I had in the previous room. Think little steps could be good, so I think I'm going to start with that, and then we can go from there and work out the rest. So I think what I'm going to do is make this room into a little art gallery, so that you basically come down these cute little stairs that I'm going to add in here, and then we can have it so that you then just sort of have a cute little entrance that leads you into this like really fancy art gallery. I want it to be quite modern, so I think stairs like this would be quite good. Oh, I did actually have an idea, actually. I might put the art gallery here because it's got more wall space, whereas this one has windows. So I'm kind of thinking, what if we do something else with this? What if I made it into like a really large dining room so you could have a really long table there, and then we have some space here to put like one of those like plate shelf things? So let's change the aesthetic a little bit. I'm going to change it so that it's a bit more wooden. Okay, I actually like this with the stairs a lot more than I did in the last one. I think that it will probably be a bit better as well to have more space in the next one that we're going to be doing as well. Then obviously let's go in and pick our walls. Luckily the window as well also kind of works. We do have like these 2 side bits as well. I don't really know what you could put there though, maybe just some plants or something. So I'm thinking for the walls, something like paneling might be quite good, like this. That actually looks really good. I don't think I've ever used this kind of paneling before, but I think it looks really cool. Then let's whack some plants on either side here. Like bigger plants would be better. I really like these plants, so I think I'm going to use this on both sides here. And then I always rotate it a little bit just so that the plants don't look too symmetrical. There we go, that looks pretty good. And then we can go in and add, I want like massive windows all the way across that back section there. Ooh, these ones actually look really cool. I'm gonna go with these and we'll put 2 in there. Then obviously we need our big dining table, which thankfully I can like add in a massive one. Normally I'm trying to like keep the dining table small in a lot of my builds, but this one obviously we've got a huge room, so we can pick like one of these massive, like really elegant tables. Think I might go with like this one. It's a little bit different, but I think it works well with the walls and like the windows that we've picked. And obviously we need some really royal look, well, not royal looking, more like sort of Victorian looking chairs that kind of goes with the table that we just picked as well. This could be quite cool. They go quite well, but there's a tone of purple in there, so I wonder whether we should maybe add tones of purple in there. That will kind of bring in that sort of regal feeling. I don't know if there's like a better color for it. This one actually works a little bit better. I don't think it needs to feel royal. I think it just needs to feel like sort of expensive. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. And then obviously I want a big light, like maybe like a chandelier or something directly above it. This one's pretty good. I think I might go with this one. And then I think I wanted like some kind of thing with loads of plates in it over here. This is looking a little bit plain at the minute, so I might put like a little table or something at the end just to add a bit more to it. Then obviously we could put some like big, like massive Victorian pictures on the wall as well, which will look really cool. This is the kind of thing I was thinking, but this is massive, way bigger than what I needed. So I might have to like tone it down a bit to be something like this. So it kind of come in the right wood. So yeah, I'll pop that there. Then obviously we do have like this corner here, but I don't think there's enough that we can put there. Let's pick our door for the next room. So I know the next room I'm going to be making is a gallery, so something a bit more simple like this would work quite well. It doesn't go super great with this room, but it'll look better when it comes to the next room. I wonder whether like maybe would like sculptures or something work quite well in like this corner. Let's see if we've got any like cool sculptures that look like more Victorian in that corner. Or we could literally just go ahead and add this guy in the corner. He's kind of cool. You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to add that into that corner. I think it looks kind of cool. I've never actually used him before in like any of my builds, so it's kind of cool to finally use him. Then obviously we've got all of our walls here that we can add big pictures to, which I'm definitely going to do. Definitely near the bottom where it's a bit more expensive, I think, would work quite well. So things like these look awesome. I might put this on this wall here. I think the paneling does make it look a little bit strange. I wonder if we can get it in a darker color. That might work a little bit better. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with that one instead. I think that looks a little bit better. There are some, like, really big ones as well. I wonder if we could add, like, a couple. Like this and this. I don't think this one goes with it that great, though. It needs to have that same really, like, old-timey, fancy frame. Ooh, this one's huge. If I make it a bit smaller, does it then fit better? It does. Okay, let's go with that. I think that looks pretty good. Then, obviously, we've got this corner over here, so I could either add another sculpture or a plant. We do have plants already over here. We could add this guy. He's kind of cool. I think that looks pretty good. Then the only other thing I can think is to add a rug, like underneath this big table that we've got here, like a quite regal looking rug. Something like this would work, but this is quite an old rug, so it does make the room feel a little bit older. Or there's like a few different types. I might go with a newer one just because this room is like quite new looking. That one works really well, actually. Okay, cool. Now, I haven't really added a massive amount to this room, but I think that this kind of room, if you had this in like a massive house, it would actually be this big and like sort of not cluttered and things. So I think we're going to stick with that for now. We'll move on to the next room, which is going to be a art gallery. Now, I'm super excited for this one. Obviously, we're back on level plane now. It was a bit annoying having to incorporate the stairs into there, but I already had to do that last room that we did. So yeah, for the art gallery, I wanted to use the where is it? The really nice tile that you can get from that one set. Here we go. So we've got a nice tile there, which is like this nice clean look. I want it to be like a super clean looking art gallery. So plain walls would be a little bit better, I think, so that you can add all the pictures in. And obviously we need our paintings. So I'm going to add paintings and I think I'm going to add like lights directly above them. We can also obviously have some sculptures and things in there. I'm looking for definitely more artistic stuff. Older paintings aren't really the vibe that I want to go for. Stuff like this works really well, but I don't know if that's going to take up way too much room. You could just have it on one side though, maybe. And then on the other side, we can have a couple of different pictures. Something like this would work quite well as well, but it's got a lot of colour to it. No, I feel like that works quite well. We'll put that there. Then, what have we put in, like, this weird breakfast one? Now, we'll go with something else. What else works for this? I guess this is more like abstract stuff, isn't it? So we could do one of these. Maybe like this thing. We'll put that there. This one, definitely. I think that this one's really cool. We've got like this one, which is pretty cool. How does that look? That looks pretty good. Then let's go in and have a look at our lighting. I know that there's some that work really well for picture like lightings. Here we go. So it's this one from the Painter Career, which looks absolutely amazing above like every picture. So just got to make sure I get it directly above. There we go. So we've got all of our lighting above all our pictures now. And then finally, I want to include sculptures as well. So let's go see if we can find some good looking sculptures. We got this thing, which is really cool, but it's massive. Does it make sense to make it smaller? I mean, alternatively, you could just put that in the middle, but I feel like that takes up a lot of space. Oh, we don't really have a lot of other stuff that kind of works. What if we remove that and we add like a little platform before adding that in? Then we can just add it on here. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Let's go with that. Yeah, I like that. It looks really cool. It's quite a simple room. I don't know whether I want to put something over here just because we have some clipping with some plants. I could literally just fix that though, just by moving this forward. We do have this thing. This thing's kind of cool. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. It did look a little bit empty without it. Think that's that room done. We've done two quite simple rooms, but I think it's cool to just like get out a couple of ideas for like things that I want to make in future builds and stuff. But let's move on to our mini rooms. So for this one, I'm going to want a second door there. So this one's going to have a lot of doors to it. What could I make that has like a lot of doors coming off of it? So, I mean, something that could work is making it sort of like not a hallway, but more like an entrance hallway. I guess that's still a hallway, but you know, like it's more of like one where you come in through the front door, in which case I could change this so that it looks a little bit more like a front door. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. So we've got more of a clean entrance hallway. I guess like if we do maybe white wood would be quite a good idea. Then for our walls, what would work well? Something a bit more simplistic maybe, or something like this is quite nice. Yeah, let's go with that one so we've got a little bit of colour being added in. Okay, so I think it'd be good to get in a little like mat as you first enter through the doorway. Something a bit simple. I normally go with like a sort of plain design when I do like my front door mat. Just like something like this would be fine if I just make it a bit smaller. Then obviously we need a coat rack of some kind. My favourite one is the one that comes with the laundry pack, which is this one. I think it looks kind of like the best out of all of them. So I'm going to put that in there, and then we can also put like somewhere to put your shoes as well. I might also put like a bunch of stuff like directly on top of here to make it look a little bit neater. Okay, let's mix it up a little bit. I'm going to do just direct shoes onto the ground instead. And we'll just grab a bunch of different shoes and just lay them all out here. Let's maybe pick like some pictures or something to put here. If we have like actually a surface that you might have near the back door that has like things hanging off of it. I really like this one. I think let's go with this one. And then we can go ahead and add in stuff onto our surfaces here. Okay, so I've just got two and I've like slightly stacked them on top of each other. That looks pretty good. I like that. Okay, cool. Then let's pick a different light because I'm not the biggest fan of this lighting that we've got in here for an entrance hall. Or you could just have like a single light. So it kind of looks like, I kind of like that. It feels a little bit more rustic. Then obviously we've got all of these sides over here, which we can't really put a lot on there, but we could put pictures. So let's add some pictures to that side of the wall. There's a little calendar here as well. I feel like that works quite well. Even just something simple like this would work quite well. Yeah, I feel like that looks pretty good. It looks a bit empty here, though. So I might see if there's another skinny picture that I could put there. Maybe just like this. Actually, yeah, that works really well, actually. And everything's like nice and level. There we go. I think it looks pretty cute. We're doing like a lot less clutter, but I think it weirdly looks a little bit nicer. Then let's go on to our next room. So we're going to do these two rooms for today. Let's do this room. And I think I'm going to make it like a little artist's room. Like a little, we'll put a little easel in there, make it like super cozy, that kind of thing. I absolutely love this wooden flooring. So I'm going to go with that. And then let's choose like a more simplistic wall again. I'm going to go with this one, just because it adds a little bit of like colour into the room as well. So grab our artist's easel. Going to go with this one as it looks a little bit more rickety. Or actually, it might be better to go with this one maybe. I like this one a lot more actually. Let's go with that one. It's a little bit bigger. Then I want like tables on both sides so that they can get like all of their art supplies and things. Maybe like even, I don't know, like a really tall one. I'm trying to think of where I could put things. Or let's do that and then add in like actual like counters. That might be a bit better. Pretty good. Yeah, I like that. It's like loads of extra storage for all of your art supplies. Then let's go in and add in all of our art supplies as well. Quite a few different things that we can add for this. And we've got some like storage up there as well. We do have these things which are actually makeup brushes, but I feel like they work really well as also being painting brushes. And like we've got this cleaning bucket, but I weirdly feel like you would have this in like an art studio so that you can like clean up after you're doing like your pieces and things. Oh, I did just have another idea. What if we put a sink in? Just because if you had a sink, then you could also wash up like all of your paintbrushes and stuff. Is there like quite a deep sink? I think that one's quite deep, right? Yeah, there we go. That works quite well actually. I think it definitely makes it feel a little bit more like it's like designed specifically for painting in this room. I would like an angled poise, but I don't know if it's going to fit. Yeah, that works really well. Okay, cool. Then on the walls, obviously I'm going to want like a lot of paintings and things. We've got these as well, which are like drawings, and these look super cool in like every art studio. So I'm going to put those there. You can change the look of them as well so they're slightly different. I can make them a bit smaller so they look like different pictures. This is kind of cool. I like the idea that they do just paint in like black and white. We'll pull this in a bit and then I'll add maybe like a plant or something in this corner. Just like this works quite well. Oh, that's really cute. Okay, I like that. Then that also frees up this area here so we can put another picture there. And using this one again would work quite well. Yeah, let's go with that. I like that more. Then obviously for our like lighting at the top, we'll need to change that. Or just the single bulb again. I love the single bulb lighting. I think it looks really good. Then we do have a little bit of space up here as well that I'd like to add a bit more decorations to. There we go. So I just added some bottles, a plant, and a little storage box. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. I don't think it needs anything else to it. So let's move on to our last room, which I can either do this one or this one. Let's go with this one so that we're keeping everything sort of running smoothly across the entire row before we move on to the next row. So for this one, I think it'd be best, let's try not put any more doors in because it should be fine getting to the other rooms. I think I'm going to do like just a little bar, but not using actually, I might use the bars that are actually in the game. Let's have a look. So obviously, here's our little bars. Originally, I thought, oh, I could just do like the countertops, the ones that are the bar countertops. That might work a little bit better. This is a really nice bar, actually. But the thing is, yeah, if you have a look, so you need to have it so that it's literally coming straight out. So this would work, but it's going to be really tight. But to be fair, it would be anyway. Let's go with that. So you come in there, you've got your cute little bar here that you can't really see that well. Then let's choose our color palettes. So I guess for our flooring, like just simple wood would be quite nice. This is like such a nice like shade of brown as well, so I want to try and make sure I copy that in the rest of the room. This is quite nice actually. Why does this feel like it's almost like a basement bar? But to be fair, like it makes sense that you'd have like a little bar in a basement. I wonder if we can copy that same sentiment and do like brick on the wall instead. Okay, yeah, that really works. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. This is gonna be like a basement bar, like a man cave kind of thing. Like way more lights. Obviously, we need some little stools for our little bar that we've got here. So something like this would work quite well if we can get it in a lighter brown, maybe. Like I really like these ones as well. Let's go with these. They match the wood that we've got on the side here. And then because it's a basement, I know I've done it 3 times already, but I am going to use the light bulb because it honestly looks amazing here. We use our little light bulb there, this weird, it's almost like a creepy basement. Let's see if we can make it more comfortable with like some pictures and some like maybe neon lights and things. We can put things like these in that are like cool looking like neon lights instead. Just because I feel like you would have that. I don't know if they'd be like that big though, they'd probably only be small. Then obviously we need like the actual, you can have drinks and stuff behind the bar. We could have them like this. These are huge, so definitely making them a bit smaller. But I think that looks kind of cool actually. It works quite well. Then I'm going to add like a tiny bin into that corner there just because I think that you would have one there. And then let's look over on this side. So obviously it's very empty, especially behind where you're sitting as well. Tell you what would be quite cool though is like ivy going up the back of it. I think I might do that. We have done a bar similar to this already, but that was in like a big room. This one's in a much smaller room, so it does look a little bit different. There we go, I think that looks kind of cool. And we've got this corner here as well, which I'm not too sure what you would actually have here because it's such a small room. You could have more plants though, because we've got obviously the plants on this side. I know that this is technically in a basement, so you would have like really minimal lighting, but I think it looks nicer to have that there. Then I think that's kind of done. There isn't really like a massive amount else that I can actually add into this room, but I think it looks pretty good. And that is our 5 rooms done for today. I've been trying to like stretch out a little bit and try and steer away from a lot of clutter because I think we've done quite a lot of clutter in a lot of the rooms that we've been doing. But I think that some of the designs that I've picked today really work well with that. For example, you don't really want a lot of stuff in an entrance hallway, and especially not in an art gallery. Those look best when they're like kept nice and clean. But my favorite room that I actually made today, though, was definitely the like little dining room. I think that the dining room looks really good. It's now made me want to make like a really fancy Victorian house. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post long videos every Wednesday and Friday at around 6 p.m. I also post shorts daily. On the screen is the playlist for this series, so if you enjoyed this video, please do check that one out too. There is also a recommended video. And I hope you all have a great rest of your evening.